Welcome to the channel. Today's video is brought to you by The Other Way, Personal Sovereignty and Safety. Think about the spaces between your destinations: parking lots, elevators, long concrete corridors. We tend to treat these transitional walkways as dead space. We zone out, check our messages, and just try to get to where we are actually going. But those exact passing zones are where you are most likely to run into a problem. People looking to take advantage of you don't hunt in the main event. They wait in the transitions, and they don't choose their marks at random. Studies show a person is selected as a target in under 7 seconds. This choice is an active behavioral audit based entirely on 3 specific metrics: how you move, your pace, and your posture. Uneven walking, looking lost, or staring at the ground signals that you will easily freeze if approached. Moving from point A to point B without conscious awareness takes you from being a simple pedestrian to an unconscious target on someone else's radar. When we see something strange happening in public, our brains often deploy a psychological reaction called normalcy bias. To avoid feeling awkward or appearing rude to a stranger, the brain processes a clear anomaly and incorrectly relabels it as normal. By prioritizing politeness over observation, you give away your physical space and your reaction time. If you wait for a stranger acting unusually to definitively prove they want to hurt you, you have already lost. By the time you get that proof, they are too close for you to stop them. The behavioral audit relies on a very simple rule. If you do not control yourself, someone else will. Take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you can master the mechanics of the world around you. Prioritizing social grace when you spot a behavioral anomaly hands absolute control of your timeline over to a predator. Let's look at the internal mechanics. Walking through a crowded or unfamiliar place forces your brain to handle a massive, sudden influx of new information. Every face, sound, and sudden movement has to be processed. This sensory overload spikes your heart rate. If you are already carrying stress, your nervous system interprets this busy environment as an immediate physical threat. As environmental stress spikes your heart rate, cognitive processing drops by exactly 50%. You simply cannot make a smart decision at half capacity. Your brain defaults to the fastest stress relief mechanism available: freezing in place or complying entirely with a threat. To break that biological lock, you need a mechanical way to stop the panic. You can get the free 3-minute clearing tool from our sponsor at the link below. It is a strategic internal reset designed to manually lower your pulse and put your thinking brain back in charge. That internal panic response is exactly what produces the external physical behaviors, the stumbling, the freezing, the uneven pace, that predators are looking for. You can consciously strip away those visual signals by adopting specific, deliberate behavioral fixes. Rule 1 is to find the baseline rhythm.
Every street has a normal pattern of movement. You need to identify spatial anomalies, like someone moving way too fast, standing still in an active path, or watching the crowd intently. Rule 2 is to put the phone away. Never walk through a public space while looking at a screen. Your field of vision narrows entirely, effectively blinding you to approaching movement. If you have to check a map or send a text, the protocol is strict. Stop moving entirely. Put your back against a solid wall, look up to check your surroundings, and use your device. Do not take another step until the phone is back in your pocket. Rule 3 is to control your walk. Maintain a steady, even pace. Keep your eyes on the horizon, not down at your feet. Holding an upright posture demonstrates that you are fully aware of the space around you. Leave a comment below with the specific transitional space where you catch yourself zoning out the most. By actively maintaining these 3 physical habits, you remove the unconscious signals of vulnerability, rendering yourself practically invisible to a predatory behavioral audit. Wearing headphones in a transitional zone cuts your situational awareness in half. They mask the sound of approaching footfalls and block out subtle shifts in the crowd's rhythm. People often worry that looking around makes them seem paranoid. Paranoia is rooted in fear, resulting in erratic, sudden head movements. Tactical observation relies on logic. A calm gaze and the use of your peripheral vision allow you to read a room without drawing attention to yourself. If you suspect someone is following you, never walk home or down quiet side streets.
Change your direction immediately and walk straight into a busy, well-lit space like a store or restaurant where you can establish a safe vantage point. This spatial map illustrates the interview phase. If your back is to a solid wall and someone shifts their path directly toward you, they are initiating an encounter. You must stand in a stable position and establish a hard 10-foot perimeter. You halt their incoming trajectory there. You do not let them get within arm's reach. Setting these hard spatial and auditory boundaries prevents any encounter from reaching that critical close-quarter zone where your physical options disappear. If you found these behavioral tools empowering, please hit the like button. Ultimately, moving safely through the world does not require carrying weapons, and it certainly does not require living in a constant state of fear. True safety is found in a quiet, deliberate assertion of personal sovereignty. It is about taking total, conscious control over your own body and your immediate space. When you finally get comfortable commanding your personal space, you automatically remove yourself from a predator's radar entirely. Thank you to The Other Way, Personal Sovereignty and Safety, for sponsoring this video. Mastering this behavioral audit takes public space from a landscape of unknown threats and turns it into a manageable, logical, and highly controllable environment.